Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Rinna reveals surprising costs Real Housewives cast pay themselves. Rinna has revealed just how expensive reality television can be, especially when you're one of the stars of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. During a recent episode of the Still the Place podcast, hosted by her Melrose Place co-stars Laura Leighton, Daphne Zuniga, and Courtney Thorne-Smith, Rinna shocked her fellow 1990s TV icons by explaining that Housewives stars foot the bill for their own parties, clothes, hair, and makeup. "You said that each cast member has to pay for her own parties?" Thorne-Smith asked in disbelief. Rinna confirmed. "And your own hair and makeup and wardrobe. Imagine that. That's the part that's the hardest, because we're used to being dressed," she added, referring to their scripted TV background where glam budgets were the norm. Rinna, who joined The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills as a guest in Season 4 before becoming a full-time cast member in Season 5, spent 8 years on the Bravo hit before departing after Season 12. During her run, she became known for her high-glam fashion, outspoken moments, and extravagant parties, many of which, she now says, came at her own expense. As reported by Entertainment Weekly, "They want your real life," Rinna said on the podcast. "Their take on it is, you should look how you look, because this is your life. So they want that. But I didn't love that part of it, because I spent all my money on hair and makeup and wardrobe. You know what I mean, you just spend it all." Leighton questioned the logic, pointing out that viewers don't expect women to wear full glam at home every day. "So you're in their world," she said, adding, "They should pay for how they want you to look in their world." "I still don't buy it," Rinna responded. "I think that wardrobe, they're just cheap, and hair and makeup should be covered. I really do. That was the hardest thing for me." Rinna's revelation echoes similar comments made by other Housewives stars. At BravoCon 2022, RHOBH original cast member Kyle Richards told fans, "People always ask about the planes and the parties and stuff, and they do think everything is paid by production. Even other cast members from other shows ask about that. We are actually paying for those things ourselves," said Richards. Real Housewives of Dallas alum Stephanie Holman confirmed the same in a 2024 TikTok, noting that cast members are expected to throw at least one large event per season and cover the costs. "Those events can be very, very pricey because they're expected to be nice and look good on film," Holman said. While Bravo has covered the cost of group trips and some dinners, network executive Andy Cohen has admitted in the past that financial support for cast events varies. "We do," Andy said in an interview with Oak magazine. "Frankly, we do, yeah. But it depends on the vacation, actually." Since her time on RHOB8, Rinna has launched her own podcast with husband Harry Hamlin and continued to appear in fashion campaigns and press events. But as her former co-stars learned on Still the Place, the cost of reality TV glam doesn't always come glittering with diamonds, champagne flutes, designer handbags, and dramatic dinner parties. It's easy to assume that the stars of Bravo's Real Housewives franchise are living the ultimate glamorous life, all on the network's dime. But Rinna, one of the most outspoken and iconic figures from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, recently peeled back the curtain to reveal a side of reality television few ever talk about: the jaw-dropping costs housewives often cover themselves. Yes, you read that right. Those gowns, parties, glam squads, and even some of the trips. Many of them aren't paid for by Bravo. They're funded by the women themselves, out of pocket, in the name of fame, image, and storyline domination. High glam, higher bills. Speaking on a recent podcast interview, Rinna didn't mince words. "People don't realize what it really costs to be a housewife," she said, laughing but not joking. "You have to invest in yourself. And honey, that investment is not cheap." Fans may recall Rinna's bold fashion choices, her ever-changing hairstyles, and those full glam looks that somehow managed to stay intact through screaming matches and rosy-fueled boat rides. But what we don't see on screen is the invoice. According to Rinna, some housewives spend upwards of $40,000 per season, or even per episode if they're really committed, on hair, makeup, wardrobe, and personal branding. It's like producing your own character on a hit show, she explained. You're the star, the producer, and the stylist all in one. Dressing for the drama. From confessional looks to casual brunch scenes that somehow call for culture, the fashion stakes are sky high. And while Bravo may foot the bill for some of the larger production elements, the women are largely on their own when it comes to personal styling. You can't roll in looking basic, Rinna said. People are watching. Instagram is watching. The blogs are watching. You have to look expensive, even if it costs more than your paycheck. She isn't exaggerating. While Bravo pays its housewives a salary, which can range anywhere from $60,000 for newcomers to several million for veterans like Rinna, that money is quickly eaten up by the self-imposed expenses of looking and living the part. Glam teams, which include hairstylists, makeup artists, and sometimes even wardrobe consultants, can run several $1,000s per appearance. Multiply that by the number of filming days per season, and it adds up fast. Parties and purses, DIY style. And then there are the infamous parties. While some are sponsored or partially subsidized by production, Rinna says many of the social events viewers see, especially the more over-the-top soirees, are partially or entirely funded by the housewives themselves. You want a storyline, you create the event. Rinna noted. That sushi dinner in Malibu? I paid for that. The crystal healer at my house. My dime. It's part of the job. Many housewives view it as a business investment. Creating memorable scenes, good or bad, can lead to increased screen time, more buzz, and ultimately more influence, both on and off the screen. A viral moment can mean merchandise sales, endorsement deals, or launching a beauty line. But it starts with spending, sometimes recklessly, on yourself. And don't forget the handbags. All the bags, Rinna groaned. Those weren't freebies. You need the Birkins, the Channels, the YSLs. You're competing with women who own closets, not purses. Housewives as businesswomen. Still, Rinna emphasized that the costs aren't always frivolous. Many of the women treat the show as a platform to build something bigger, a personal brand. Rinna herself launched Rinna Beauty and Rinna Wines, leveraging her housewives' fame. But getting there required years of financial investment in her image. You're building an empire, but the first few seasons, you're in the red, she said. This isn't a paycheck gig. It's a launching pad, if you play it right. She mentioned how several housewives didn't return after realizing the math didn't work in their favor. If you don't have a brand to push or something to sell, you're probably not going to make money long term, and the bills stack up fast. The pressure to perform. And then there's the psychological cost. Rinna described the pressure to keep up appearances, literally and figuratively, as intense. You're surrounded by women who will call you out for wearing the same thing twice, for having the wrong lip liner or not showing up in full glam at 9 a.m., she said. It's not for the faint of heart. While some fans might scoff at the idea of wealthy women struggling, Rinna is quick to clarify. It's about perception. It's not about being rich. It's about looking rich, even if it's all rented.